All right, this has been a much anticipated delivery. I'm really excited to go ahead and get these Boost Auto Parts trail mirrors on. These are custom built depending on the specifications that you have for your Jeep. So these just arrived today, and we'll go ahead and walk through the process of getting these installed. Stay tuned. All right, we're back again tonight with my wife's 2019 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. You saw last time we installed these Boost Auto Parts running boards with the lights on them and the sequential turn back signals. Tonight we're going to be installing Boost Auto Parts new trail mirrors that it just came out with, which is going to be a great upgrade compared to the factory mirrors. I'll show you an example of the size difference in the two in just a sec. So this will show you kind of the size difference in the factory mirrors versus the Boost Auto mirrors. To me, I think it's going to be the perfect size. We'll have the sequential switchback turn signals here, forward spotlights, and then I also opted for the rear spotlights. I think they're going to look great. The top and the bottom, it's only about that much of a difference on them. So, as I stated before, Boost Auto Parts does a great job of walking through the install on all of their videos, so I will link to that in my video. I'm not going to go step by step as they would. This is more of a quick install and then a review to show you just how great they look on this Jeep. But yeah, check them out, and they can tell you exactly what tools you need and exactly every single step of the process. So let's get started. So to start off, we're going to be removing this door panel. So there's a piece of trim behind the door handle itself. Try to get that removed. Then you'll need a T30 and a T20 Torx bit. Most of these uppers are T30s. All right, now that we have the door panel off, we're ready to take the mirror off. It's just these 3 T40 bolts. And once you get that off, it's just one small push pin disconnect. All right, now with the factory mirror removed, you see the original harness. What we're gonna do is feed something like a clothes hanger through here and have it come out here. So we'll pop this out. And what we're gonna do is feed Boost Auto's intermediary harness, which is this one here with the tape on it. It's the shorter of the harnesses, and they're not side specific, so we can use whichever one. And we'll route that through there. All right, with that routed through, you come out this grommet and leave your extra hanging because that's gonna be routed there. Now we're ready to install the mirror itself. So basically the factory plug is going to plug up down here, and the harness we just routed plugs up here. All right, so now just to give you an idea of what it looks like on the Jeep, this will show you a comparison of the two. So as you can see, it's not a tremendous amount taller, and I think it's going to look great once we get everything wired and lit up. All right, so basically the passenger side is just a repeat of what we did on the driver's side. So now I've got that installed, and we're now ready to start wiring everything together to get these lit up. So what you do is you take the bundle of harness that you get from Boost. There's two different ones, they're exactly the same. And what we're gonna do is plug in down there at the door where we routed the new harness, and they'll plug up, and then we're gonna route it underneath the dash right there to the passenger side so that we can hook this all together. And once we get our wires run underneath the dash, I just use a piece of clothes hanger. You can see it just comes out right under there, and I have a tremendous amount of wire left over, so I've just piled it up in the passenger seat. Then we take the passenger side, hook that wiring harness up, and I've removed this kick panel. I'm going to be grounding to this top bolt here. It's a 10mm. Take the two black wires, one from each side harness, and we're going to crimp a ring terminal onto it and bolt that down to that top stud. Alright, so I just realized I forgot to hit the record button on this last step, but now that we have both mirrors installed, what we're going to do now is we have to remove this front fender, which there's several videos out there of how to do that. It's just 5 10mm bolts up under the bottom and one push pin grommet. Pop that out and then it just snaps right off. So now that we've done that, it's time to go to the inside and route our wires underneath. So Boost Auto sends more than enough wire, so what I've done is, as you can see, I've stretched it on out and separated it. So we're going to be taking the blue wire, the two blue wires and the two red with the orange stripe, and joining those together. They're going to be going through a grommet and up under the dashboard that they point out really well in their video, and that'll go underneath the they'll go through the firewall into the engine bay, and then we'll be hooking it back up in there. The two pink wires I just rolled up because they'll be staying on the inside of the vehicle. Alright, so it's a little difficult to see, but I'm gonna try to do this one-handed. If you see this rubber grommet right up here, that's where we're gonna be routing our wires through. It'll come out, it'll go through the firewall and come out under the engine bay. So I'm gonna work on getting those routed now. Got them separated and organized as best I can. Got them taped to the end of a clothes hanger, and so that'll help, like a fish tape, kind of push it through there. And while I'm thinking about it, in Boost Auto Parts install video, they recommend rolling the window halfway down until you get to this point before you route your intermediary harness through the door. Definitely follow that step. If you don't, your windows will not roll all the way back up, and don't ask me how I know. Found that out the hard way. So follow the directions on that to a T. Save yourself a lot of headache. Alright, so we disconnected this fender connection here, and you can see better in Boost Auto Parts video, but we tap on the second wire from the left using their T-tap. So that will be for our running lights. Once we tap into that, we take our longer red with orange tracer wire, cut it to length, and crimp that into the inline fuse. Then we take this other end, plug in there where we tapped. Next, we tap pin 4, which I'm trying to get to focus. Pin 4, which on this Jeep is an orange and white stripe wire. And then we cut our two blue wires to length, twist those together and crimp them into another inline fuse, which will then plug in where we just tapped. Alright, then we take the shorter of the two red wires with the orange stripes, and I tuck mine in these factory brackets. I'll clean it up a little bit later. Run that to your driver's side. Boost Auto Parts recommends taking the fender off. That may be easier for you. I didn't want to risk breaking any more clips. So if you look, you can get to it fairly easily. The plug is here. I was able to get on it, steal the second wire over, put the T-tap in, and it's fairly easy to get to on the driver's side. So I'm gonna tie this up a little bit, tidy it up a little bit better. But yeah, everything except for my forward-facing spotlight harness is now complete. So get that finished up and I'll show you the finished results. All right, last step other than tidying all this up and tucking my wires back and putting my kick panel back in. Since I opted for the forward-facing spotlight harness and switch from Boost Auto Parts, you basically take the pink wire from that switch, run it across to your passenger side, take your remaining 2 pink wires, twist them together, and crimp it all together. So basically all 3 of the pink wires go together. So now we're gonna test to make sure that switch is working, and then I'll show you what we got going on. All right, so that worked pretty good. Here's what it looks like with the forward-facing spotlights. I opted for the high output. Then when you turn your turn signals on, you get the sequential switchbacks. When I turn them off, they go back to white. Well, my headlights aren't on, but you get the picture. So normal operation would look like this, which I really like the look of. All right, so this is what we have now. This is in park, but with the headlights on. This is how it would look normally riding down the road during the daytime or night. And then I'll show you a sequence of turn signals and the mirror spotlights. Trying to keep these bright headlights out of your eyes. All right, so there you have it. That is the install and review of the Boost Auto Parts trail mirrors for Jeep Wranglers. Overall, out of everything I've installed from Boost Auto, this was probably the most difficult install, but it still wasn't terrible. I'd say if you can follow directions and work a wrench and a pair of pliers, you can do it. I'd set aside a Saturday to do it. It was I had to break it up into 2 nights, but definitely check them out. I'll link to the mirrors in this video and in the caption of the video. So please remember to like and follow, and catch you next time.